going under, and there's nothing we can do. The final hour before we let it go to.
Hey guys, welcome to 2019. It is about 25 degrees outside today. I am freezing. I've got my sweater, I've got my warm heating fan here, and today we are talking about the best credit card for dining purchases. This card earns 4 times points on any restaurants in the US. Now before we get into this credit card, I wanted to talk about a little experience or a little mishap we had coming back from St. Bart. We went to St. Bart over the Christmas break and traveled through St. Martin. So to get to St. Bart, you have to fly into St. Martin, SXM Airport, and then take a little puddle jumper over to SBH Airport. The flight itself is pretty harrowing. On the way into St. Bart, you literally fly into a mountain, drop down onto the runway. We survived that, it was fine, we got the videos. We're going to be putting up a travel guide for St. Bart coming soon. But on the way back from St. Bart, I scheduled our departure to be an hour and a half once we landed in St. Martin, but it turns out our flight out of SBH was delayed 2 hours, which meant when we landed in St. Martin, our flight was already taken off and we missed it. So what happened was they put our bags on an earlier flight out of St. Bart, so that when we got to St. Martin, they had already put my bag on its way back to Newark. So I had no bag when I got back home, and we had to book another flight out of St. Martin and had to spend quite a bunch of money on flights. And the reason I bring this up is it's a feature of credit cards that I've always overlooked and never really thought about. This American Express Business Gold card has baggage loss protection, and I'm going to go over all those details and why this card is so great and how to prepare yourself next time if your baggage ever gets lost. Hey guys, so I'm Andrew Wise with Life Tailored, and we talk about everything that makes your life great. Today we're talking about the American Express Business Gold Rewards Card. So the Business Gold Card came out with a new benefit sometime mid-2018. Basically what they did is they reworked their bonus categories so that the top 2 categories you spend money on most, you're going to get 4x points. So those categories are airfare purchased directly from airlines, US purchases for online advertising, whether it be from Google, AdWords, Facebook, Instagram. It also covers TV and radio. 4x points on US restaurants, 4x points on US gas stations, and 4x points on any cloud service. So that could be Microsoft Azure, Amazon AWS, and then 4x points on US shipping. So of these categories, the 2 that really stand out to me are 1, the 4x points on restaurants and dining. This is the highest bonus on any credit card right now. I believe the Citi Prestige might be rolling out 4x points. I'm going to double check and put a label down below to clarify on that. But right now the Chase Sapphire Reserve gets 3 times points on travel and dining, whereas this Amex Business Gold card gets 4x points on travel, gets 4x points on dining. Now I will specify that the dining has to happen in the US, whereas the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you get 3x points dining on anywhere in the world. So the 4x points on restaurants is the top credit card in the space. So if you're looking for a great credit card for dining out and you want to earn max points, this American Express Business Gold card is for you. The other category that I personally get a tremendous amount of value from is the online advertising spend. I get 4x points for any of my ads I run on Google, Facebook, Instagram, etc. And as part of Life Tailored in my other business, I spend a tremendous amount on online advertising. And that's kind of how I fuel all of our travels. When we went to St. Bart's, I transferred points from American Express, which I had accrued from spending on online ads. And when I earned 4x points, that's 600,000 extra points I'm earning by putting it on this Amex Business Gold card. Now, if you're not spending in these 2 categories, I don't think this card is the best for you. Definitely the other bonus categories getting 4x on shipping, which unless you're running an e-commerce store, you're not spending that much money on shipping, and if you are running an e-commerce store, you're probably spending a lot on online advertising. So the shipping doesn't make a lot of sense. The gas station probably doesn't make the most sense unless you're out there on the road all the time. Also the cloud service provider, that's another interesting category. I may be getting into that. We're launching a new app and everything's built on AWS. So if we accrue a bunch of storage bills, that'll be another option for this card. And what I actually have done is I have two Amex Business Gold cards, where for one card I put all of my online advertising spend, and the way it works is you get 4x points on $150,000 per spend, on $150,000 per year, and I spend a lot more than that per year, so I have two cards, and basically once I run out of that 150 on the one card, I switch over to the second card. So for me it might be an interesting scenario spending money on AWS for one card and online advertising for the other, and then using one of those cards just for all the restaurant purchases. Okay, so besides the 4x bonus on these categories, what else does this card have? You get 1x on everyday spend, which is whatever. I wouldn't suggest using this card on non-bonus categories. There's a $295 annual fee, which is pretty hefty. So if you're not going to maximize these categories, I don't recommend getting this card. Now the sign-up bonus, whereas with the Amex Platinum card, they normally offer 100,000 bonus points when you sign up. Right now they're offering 1 year of G Suite Basic for 3 users, which basically is if you're running Gmail through your company, which we happen to do, I think it costs about like 30 or 40 bucks a month. That turns into like a, let's see, $500, maybe $1,500 value. So if you're running your business on Gmail, this credit for 3 users is something to consider. And also you get 1 year free of ZipRecruiter Standard. I've used ZipRecruiter in the past. I've had mixed results for it. I prefer LinkedIn for doing any talent outreach or hiring or prospecting, so I don't really value the ZipRecruiter all that much. But if you're on Gmail already and using that suite, the sign-up bonus is pretty good. There's also no foreign transaction fees, which is equal to about 2 or 3%, although I'd recommend using the Chase Sapphire Reserve when doing any international travel. These you can get the 3x points on any dining, whereas this card is only for restaurants. You also get 25% points back when you book with Amex Travel. That's lower than the Amex Platinum, which earns 35% points back, so this card isn't ideal for that. And then finally, you get that travel, baggage insurance, and extended warranty. So the way this works is, going back to our missing bags from St. Bart, when my bags were first lost, I contacted the St. Martin Airport and the Newark Airport. And both airports said, oh yeah, your bags, no problem, they're at the opposite airport. So I called St. Martin, they said, oh yeah, your bag's in Newark. I called Newark, they said, oh yeah, your bag's in St. Martin, which meant to me, my bag was lost. So what I did is I went to Chase Sapphire Reserve, who I booked my common carrier flight with, basically the airline, which was Windward Airlines, and United, which I booked the flights. I went to Chase, I filled out the card member benefits, filled out the entire claim form. I had to pull up receipts for all of the purchases I had made. I had my drone in there, my suitcase itself was pretty expensive, so I put receipts for everything in there. And this Amex Gold card and the Chase Sapphire Reserve offer $3,000 in replacement. So if my bag never turned up, I would have gotten $3,000 back to rebuy all the stuff that I had lost. And the key thing here is the only way this baggage insurance works is you need to book your flight with the Amex Gold card with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Even if you're booking with points and paying the taxes, this card benefit applies. So, and for any future flights, to make sure that you always get that baggage protection, always use your Business Gold card, Chase Sapphire Reserve, any card with that baggage insurance, because you never know. I mean, these bags get lost all the time. You want to make sure you're protected. Just another quick tip, I created a guide based on if you lose your luggage, what do you do? I'm going to put a link down in the description below here. But one of the other tips I recommended was to buy a tile little geolocator, so that if your bag is lost, you can locate where it was lost. So as opposed to me not knowing if my bag was in St. Martin or in Newark, with the tile I'd be able to locate, okay, here's where it is, and then I can go and track it down much more easily. And if you're traveling internationally, jumping through multiple airports, this tile locator is definitely worth it. I got the $50 one, which is a replaceable battery, which basically means I can track my bag for the next 5 years and not have that worry about my bag is lost, what do I do? So how does this Amex Business Gold card compare to other cards? So my main go-to card is the Chase Sapphire Reserve. It gets me 3 times points on travel and dining. And then the other cards I mainly use are the Amex Platinum, which gets 5x on flights. And then I use a Capital One card for 10x points on hotels.com. So how does this kind of fit into my portfolio and all that sort of stuff? So with this Amex Gold business card, any US restaurant purchases I make go on this card because it gets 4x points, which is the highest bonus category of any of the cards I have. Also, for my business, I put all of my online advertising spend, all of my Amazon AWS spend on this card. And the answer for you is, should you get this card? So again, if you're spending money on US restaurants and you don't have the Chase Sapphire Reserve, or you want a card that has a higher bonus, this card is great. If you're doing online advertising spend, spending money on AWS, Microsoft Azure, this card is for you. If you don't have those 2 major bonus categories that apply to you, don't get this card. The $295 annual fee is way too high. There is no sign-up bonus where you get 100,000 points or anything like that, so definitely skip this card. So let me know, guys, are you going to get this card? Does this apply to you? Do you love the 4x points on restaurants, on internet spend? What are you really excited about from these bonus categories? Let me know down in the comments. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this review. Hope you check out the links down below. Like, subscribe. You'll see more of my stuff coming soon. Happy 2019.